Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We will get started here in a few minutes. We'll give everybody a chance to hop on. Thanks for joining us today. For those of you just joining us, we'll get started just here in about another minute. Thanks for hopping on, sharing your lunch or early afternoon with us. Wait to get started.
All right, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of Pest Live. With me, as always, is Michael Wheelock. Today's webinar is all about ATS texting. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the question box and we'll answer them.
Bren, and thanks everybody for joining us. Looks like GoTo Connect did another update, and so we're all getting used to that. That's always fun. Technology's ever evolving, as most of us know. So, Bren, what are we going to talk about today?
So, what you can expect from today is to turn your business number into a texting powerhouse and connect with customers instantly. You can text from anywhere with a simple web interface and mobile app. Automate and scale communication with group messaging, auto replies, and smart keywords. We will also learn you can empower your team with shared number access and easy user management. And also you can drive results with texting for reminders, promotions, support, and real-time updates.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is.
Um, th- Thanks for covering that for us, Bren. Before we get started, quick question, Bren. You know, I always ask some oddball question, but little birdie told me you might have some news that has happened in your life.
Yes, I recently got engaged.
Wow. All right, fellas. Sorry. If you were banking on Bren being on here, boy, look at those hearts. I see
I
Brittany and
know.
Amanda. That's awesome, guys. So, Bren, we're very excited for you. That's
Thank
a big
you.
step in life, and happy to share that journey with you. Before we jump into the content today, remember if you have any questions, you can use the questions feature or the chat feature to post them in there. We will be monitoring those and do our best to answer any questions. So let's go ahead and jump in now. Before I go into kind of some of the meat, I want to qualify this. You know, Voice for Pest, Voice for Turf, we have three different texting options for you. The great thing about all three of these options is they use your main telephone number. We'll dive deeper into that here in a second. We're going to really focus on our most popular option, which is ATS texting. With ATS texting, there's a lot of benefits. If you are on here and you are a contact center user that has the single interface where you're managing voice and text and emails and web chats all in one interface, there's going to be limited value to you for this call. So I just like to preface this. This is more for our traditional unified communication customers than contact center customers. Now, when it comes to texting, as I mentioned, three options. Snap texting is our basic option. If you want to learn more about that, then reach out to the email address at the end of the call. That'll just get you started with texting. It does have some limitations, but the great thing about ATS texting is we have set it up where it fits from one user to 50 users, even beyond that, for you. And so we have the solution for you when it comes to texting. Now, texting is vital to our business. Most of us use texting through our software, our dispatch software, whether it's Field Routes, PestPack, Real Green, Aspire, BrioStack, any of those other softwares to send out alerts to our customers when we're coming on site for the technician visit. This solution is not meant to replace that. It is meant to complement that. This is for your conversational texting. So those alerts that we send through our CRM or our software, I typically call those transactional or notification texting. That's just, hey, heads up, we're coming. Customer may reply back. But the problem is when a prospect is driving down the street and they see your truck, or you've got a Facebook ad that's out there and it's got a telephone number associated with it, and they text that number, how do you have visibility and how can you respond to that text message? Why is texting so important in the industry? We see it right in front of us here. People read text messages. I can't recall even the proverbial spam text messages. It's just a couple of weeks ago I was getting blown up by the politicians texting me. Even those I read, right? People read text messages where it may take days if they even read an email. It is a great communication platform. Ask yourself, when's the last time you got a text message that you didn't read? Right? I'm venturing to bet most of us say never. And it used to be a generational thing of, oh, the young generation, the Brins of the world are texting, where the more mature aren't. Guess what? Even your mature audience, your mature customers, they're texting now because their kids and their grandkids are texting, and that's how they're used to communicating with people, right? So, we've got, when it comes to ATS texting, we've got three different tiers. Let's talk about them, right? The starter tier is just for your one person shop. It's going to allow you to text through your business number. It's going to get all the same benefits of the standard tier, but it's for one user, limited usage on there. Obviously, you don't lose the ability to text if you hit the 200 threshold. It's just a per message charge. Standard is our most popular. Why is it our most popular? Because it opens up the ability to do shared texting. I've got three people in the office. I need them all to monitor text messages and respond to them. Whoever's first available can handle it. It increases that capacity. It has a lot of benefits like signature lines. Friend's going to ask me, Michael, what's a signature line? Why do I care about using a signature line? Just like you have signatures in your email, you can do signatures with your text message. What do most of my people put down there? Most of my clients, they'll put a message that prompts social media score reviews. Hey, here, if you had a great experience, please leave us a positive review. And it has a link directly to your Google profile where they can leave that review on their Google profile. Some even take it the next step and offer a discount if a customer leaves that review, takes a picture of it, and texts them back with that picture, right? It's going to do things like all of these have software integration, meaning I'm going to push notes just like my phone calls into my dispatch software, PestPack, Field Routes, Brio Stack. We hit most of them with that. There's a few that have limited us. The difference is we send that summary or that link once a day so that we capture the whole conversation. So you're not looking through 15 notes in there to figure out what the customer was talking about, right? You can do things like turn on out of office alerts. You can send pictures through it. All of these support group messaging, which is another great feature. Husband and wife text in on one thread. You see it as one thread. Your response goes back to both of them as the thread. Therefore, it's a group conversation. Now, when we look at premium, it offers the advanced features like blasting messages. So it's going to send out, hey, I've got a list of 500 people, cold leads that I want to send a blast message out to. I type up the message. Yes, it supports variables where the customer name can be imported in on that list. Even custom rates can be imported in on that list if you've already built them. And you can add those as the content into the message, right? Here's one caveat that I'm going to say with the premium platform. You'll notice with the standard and premium, not only do they have shared users, but they can have numbers. If you're going to send out a blast message, you need a separate phone number to send that blast message out from. You do not want to send that blast message out from your main number. Why? Brent asks. Because it is very easy for a phone number to be labeled as spam through text messaging. We've all seen it with those political ads. Every one of them, I hit report message, general spam. And once the carriers pick that up, it's very tough to get rid of that spam labeling. If I'm using a secondary number, it gets labeled as spam. I can rotate that out for a fresh number, pretty low cost, very painless, right? Michael, you say, well, what happens if somebody calls that secondary number? Good news is all of these numbers are part of your phone system. Therefore, it's going to ring through. So you've got that single number for all of your communications. Building on blast messages, premium does include drip campaigns. Just think of a drip campaign as I'm setting up a schedule, and in that schedule, I can send out follow up messages. Okay. So let's see what we're talking about next. Now, it is not limited to just on your desktop. Yes, it is a web interface on your desktop. Yes, I know it is a separate interface from the phone system on your desktop. Full transparency, we need to do that so that we can synchronize the messages over to your CRM software. And so we can offer these advanced features like the ability for multiple people to see and respond to messages. When I synchronize across those multiple users, everybody sees responses. So you're not stepping on each other's toes. If I archive a message, it's going to archive it for everybody so they know there's not a follow up there. There's not a lot of clutter in their interface. But the great news is we all have to take lunch at some time. I'm probably the worst at taking it. This is my lunchtime right now. I'm working right through it. That's kind of my day to day. But when you get up from your desk, if you want, you're not disconnected. There is a web interface. Yes, your technicians can use this to communicate with customers. Yes, you can turn off alerts so the technician's not getting bombarded when a customer texts back. But if a customer needs to text a customer, they can do it through this interface. Most people would then have the office do any follow-ups to responses to that, or call the technician if the technician needs to respond. We talked about group messaging. So valuable, right? I can't talk more about this. Multiple users we talked about as well. Now your customers can communicate with you the way they want to, which is using your main phone number with your phone system over text, right? Is it MMS capable? Yes. MMS, if you don't know, is picture content, videos. Customers can send all that in. Can I send them outbound? Yes, I can send outbound. One caveat. Right now, one of the enhancements we're working on the mobile app is being able to send video out from the mobile app. It doesn't support that. This is if you're texting the customer, right? You can send pictures today. We don't quite have the ability to do video, but it is in the works and hopefully will be out soon. The great news is when we make these enhancements, we just push them out to you. We give you a heads up that it's there, and there's nothing for you to do on your end, right? We talked about after hours work. We all need the ability to take care after hours, right? Um, but it also has the ability to do automated messages on keywords. Give you an example. You use bed bugs or you treat bed bugs. Customer types in a message for bed bugs. We can trigger a reply automatically off of those keywords if you want to. That way you don't even have to touch the system. You see those replies, right? Reporting really comes into play with blast messages. And this is a new enhancement that we've rolled out in the past 30 days. Again, went to all our premium customers, no additional charge was activated in there, but they can see numbers that are failing to deliver on text messages. So they're not having to send them out again and again and again to the same people that are failing. Last thing we want is that, right? Now, there's one thing that I want to highlight on this screen, okay? It's a feature that is probably the most powerful, valuable feature of ATS texting. We don't have it with any of the other texting platforms. And here's what it is. There is a feature that comes with ATS texting called abandoned call text back, right? What does that mean? If a customer calls in and they get past your greetings, even if it's in business hours, and you're super slammed on a Monday morning, I know we all are, right? You're usually you are because you leave me alone and you call me on Tuesday when you free up, but they hang up because they're waiting longer than they want. The system will send them an automatic text message. That message says, "You've reached XYZ Exterminating. Sorry we missed your call. How can we help?" I have seen customers win more deals off of this one feature and pay for the system in 1 month for years on end than any other feature that we've have. It gives the customer the opportunity to communicate the way they want. If they're a lead calling in and they don't want to wait to talk to you and you're super busy, you didn't lose them. You now have them engaged. That message that we send out is very stringent by nature. We talked about spam labeling earlier. If you've deployed texting, you know as a company you have to go through a verification process. You need a website, you need a privacy policy, you need some add some verbiage to both those and on your new customer contracts. Technically, text message is an opt-in service. Not everybody that we're sending that abandoned call alert to maybe has opted into that service. The legal department has approved that message because it does not have any marketing content. If they reply back to us, that's implied consent. We're good to go, right? Okay, so we've talked about a lot of this already, but with blasting, I can import in a list. I can do signature lines. One thing that I failed to talk about is if you got frequently used responses, I can set up templates, or we call them canned responses. Does it allow you to manage the response before you hit send? Yes. So yes, you can go change things in that message. Is it available on the mobile app? Absolutely. So what you have in the office transfers out to your mobile business, because we know that you're not all behind the desk all the time. We talked about how it synchronizes across not only users, but between the web app and the mobile device, allowing you to communicate with your customers using your business number wherever you're located. I've got customers right now, right before the season. I've got one that's going out to Spain next week. He said, "Look, I'm going to Spain, but I don't want to lose communication with my customers. I'm a sales guy. I need to continue to make money and close deals." Absolutely. As long as you have internet connection, whether it's through an international cellular plan or on Wi Fi, both this and our voice app will work worldwide. Okay. And then obviously the big value of noting into the CRM. So that is an overview of ATS texting. I didn't see any questions come in. Hopefully this was valuable in process. I do see that we have some ATS contact center customers on still. Why might they deploy this in conjunction with their contact center engine? The blast texting. That's the most common reason. Does it require a separate number? Yes, today it does. We're working on that as well. We'll come back to me in a couple of months and hopefully we'll have an update on this. If you want, okay, so Allie, great question. I'm trying to read it. So Allie asks a good question, writing in from Lawn Doctor, right? And she's seeing customers that she's defined as a contact in the texting platform. But I think what she's seeing is a separate thread for the phone number. Usually that has to do with number formatting, Allie. It's that whole +1 country code. Some carriers present it, some don't, right? So you might want to look at how you formatted that telephone number under that contact to make sure that it addresses that issue. If it doesn't, let me know. I'm happy to look at it offline and let's figure out a way to solve it. Um, Good question though. Any other questions? Absolutely, Aubrey. We will send out a recording of this call to you. Definitely. Now, if you want to see the system live and walk through it step by step, experience it firsthand, please reach out to us at hello@voiceforpests.com or give us a ring. We'll definitely get one of our engineers to walk you through it if it's not me personally. Guys, I promised these sessions wouldn't take long, so we're at what, about a little over 20 minutes today. And Aubrey, we can go through the costs on that call. It depends on which tier you get. But we're very transparent with those costs and happy to show you. I think the starter starts at $25 a month. The standard is $49 a month, and the premium is $99 a month. Well, guys, we're going to hang out for just a few minutes. Make sure there's no follow-up questions. I appreciate you sharing your lunch with me. Everyone have a great week. Good luck this season. I'm wishing you the best. And oh, I see Marsha on there. Hey, Marsha. I see Dean on there. See a lot of familiar names. Kristen, good to see you. Rachel, happy belated birthday. If I didn't call you out, I'm sorry. I'm not a radio DJ giving shout outs. All right, guys. Well, we haven't had any more questions come in, so I think we're going to go ahead and end the call. We will send out a recording. Again, please reach out to us at hello@voice4pest for any follow-ups. Thank you all.